Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Shoey Brewing. On this episode, what I'm going to show you how to do is how to hot cube a beer. It doesn't cost much money to buy the equipment for this, and it helps you save a lot of time. So if you want to know how to do this, just watch this quick video. Cheers. So to hot cube a beer, it's actually quite easy. You don't need too much to get the process done. Pretty much all you need is the wort, which is basically what you've brewed in the kettle and you've boiled down into a wort. You need a hose. So I've just got like a bit of this poly hose. Sizing, you just need to check on that based on your system and based on what you're going to transfer it into. But this length here is probably about 900 mil. It's a bit short of a meter. And then basically a water kit. So I've got a 25 litre water drum. Picked this one up from Bunnings. It's about 16 bucks, I think. Don't quote me on it. I haven't checked. It's been a while. I've actually had this one for a while, but they're not expensive. You've had a nice big long brew day like I have. It's been a stinker of a day today and I'm sweating my guts out. You can probably hear the fan going. But basically, you've done a 2-hour brew day, 3-hour, 4-hour, it can go on. Doing a hot transfer basically takes out the step of having to cool the wort before you put it into the fermenter. So what I do with this is clean. I've already cleaned it. I've washed it out with OxyClean. I can give it a bit of a sanitize, which I probably will do. You don't have to, because the wort's still stinking hot, but I will sanitize this. So when you transfer it, you basically just put it straight in, you shut the lid, and you just leave it until it's cooled down to temperature, ready for you to pitch the yeast on. I find that this process saves me hours, because I just do not have any time in the world at all. If I'm cooling on a night of brew day, I have to buy ice, I have to use an immersion chiller, I have to use a pump to circulate the water. It just ends up being a real pain in the butt for me. So I like to find that this process is simple for me, saves time, saves me money, but there are a few things you need to keep in mind. You need to keep in mind that your late hop additions will be still within that hot wort. So if you're doing high amounts of hops for a really bitter beer, those hops will still be sitting in that really hot wort for a long time. So they'll end up, imparting more bitterness and more flavour from those hops that you've put into the beer. But anyway, enough talk about that. Let's go over. I'll just show you how it's done. You guys can be the judge of it. There is no wrong or right way to do this. This is just the way for me. This is what works. All right. So what I've got here, guys, I've got my cleaned and sanitized container. Bit of sanitizer just still in there. So this is ready to go. Got my hose, which again, I've cleaned and sanitized. So I'm just going to get a little bit more on that because I just touched it. Never have enough sanitizer. As long as it's not excessive, it's not going to hurt. Just tuck it in there, stick it on there. Actually, I've already sanitized this, but we'll add a little bit more. Stick it on there. And just the thing I like to do is before I actually pour it in, is I take a gravity reading, which I've already done. You can do it after you've already put it in here, but that's up to you. But I've taken my gravity reading, I've written it on a piece of tape, and I just attach it to the vessel that I'm transferring into. So pretty much once it's all clean, sanitized, you've got a hose connected, you might transfer this a different way. You might put a funnel on this, you might pour it in if you're doing like a brew in a bag session. For all grain, it's pretty much just as easy as that. Let it flow, let it cool. Put the cap on, done. It's just gonna pull from there and suck all the way through the bottom into the hose and transfer back into here. Thanks for tuning in for another video, guys. I hope this speeds up your brew day and saves you a lot of time when it comes to cooling and getting your beer ready for the fermenter. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and I'd like to thank all those subscribers who are already subscribed. And if you haven't already, please check out my Instagram at Shoey Brewing. Thanks, guys, and see you next time.